a tie. The latest Marquette University Law School poll just came out.
Political reporter Jason Calvy's here. We have all these soccer games on our air right now, and I always tell people, they're like, it's soccer, it ends in a tie. How's that exciting? Ties can be exciting. Look at this.
I mean, the last two, right, have been decided by less than 1 percentage point, and here we go once again. Not really a surprise for anybody watching Wisconsin politics. Again, look at the latest numbers here in the Marquette poll. 50 to 50. I mean, you can't get any closer than this, just like the last two elections, which, again, were decided by less than a percentage point between the winner and the loser. The latest Marquette poll, that's of registered voters. And then if you look at likely voters, then President Joe Biden takes a 2-point lead over former President Donald Trump with 49%. And that's just the likely voters, and we're talking about likely voters, registered voters, and right now we're really focused on the registered voters because people are going to be looking at whether or not they're going to vote. And so that's why we're looking mostly at registered voters right now, which is that tie.
What happens when a third-party candidate comes into the mix?
So when you throw in the third-party candidates, we're talking about Green Party candidate Jill Stein, we're talking about the Libertarian candidate, we're talking about Robert F. Kennedy Jr., then guess who takes the lead?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump takes a slight lead by just a few percentage points in battleground Wisconsin. And of course, the Green Party is on the ballot this year. RFK is going to be trying to get on the ballot in Wisconsin. So that really could potentially tilt this when you're talking about the elections being decided by less than 20 or about 20,000 votes the last two presidential elections. These third-party candidates, these minor candidates, could really tilt the scales here in battleground Wisconsin.
What if voters eat the custard flavor of the day? Then does it flip back to? It's just so close.
Right.
I mean, and it just tells you as we get closer and closer to the election, which is still kind of a ways away. I mean, we're going to get blasted with ads here.
Right. Get ready.
There's not a lot of movement. You know, we've been kind of within the margin of error, regardless.
Right, and that's what we're seeing in other polls too. Marquette's sort of the gold standard for Wisconsin politics. It's actually the third. Poll raters actually rated as the third best poll for accuracy in the whole country. So Marquette is sort of the gold standard, definitely for covering Wisconsin politics.
And you were chatting with Wisconsinites today. Excited or not excited?
Oh, the excitement level here is very, very low, especially.
Low.
Listen to Charles Frame. We had a little interview with him today, and he talked about what he's seen compared to 2020 even.
Right.
The public is far less enthusiastic than they were in 2020, by nearly 20 points less enthusiastic now than 4 years ago. But enthusiasm's related to vote choice, and those who are most enthusiastic strongly favor Trump, while the less enthusiastic strongly favor Biden.
There's a lot that we can dissect there. When we were talking also, I love looking at the most important issues for voters in Wisconsin. What do you think that #1 issue is?
Economy?
Yeah, the economy, #1 on the hearts and minds of Wisconsin voters, according to the Marquette poll. But then there's other issues there as well, including immigration, border, abortion, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security as well.
The Senate could be decided by Wisconsin, what happens here.
Yeah.
And they got new numbers on our Senate race.
That's right. We do have new numbers in the Senate race, and we're again showing Democrat Senator Tammy Baldwin ahead, 52% to Republican challenger Eric Hovey, 47%. When it comes to those issues, again, we're seeing these ads targeting the economy. We're hearing them talk about abortion on the campaign trail. The Democrats particularly focusing on abortion. Republicans really focusing on the border and the economy. And what's going to happen, it's going to be a nail-biter. But again, we're seeing the split ticket voters in Wisconsin because you're seeing a neck-and-neck, 50-50 Trump-Biden. But then when you throw the Senate race,
yeah, how is it different, right? You think if you're voting for Donald Trump, you're voting for Eric Hovey, and vice versa with the Democrats. But we see time and time again, it's not true always.
And we saw that in 2022 with the governor's race. We saw the state elect a Democratic governor and a Republican senator. So it's at least this poll is showing we're having split-ticket voters this time around, too.
Jason, you're on top of it. I know you're a busy man, and we only have, 19 days until the RNC?
Right.
Who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting?
We are. Don't worry. Thank you. We appreciate it.